The cold hard truth. Oh no, my nose is being stupid. Be right back. Okay. Yeah, no, Arth is very much into computer parts too, so if you guys want to talk about it, that's totally fine. I just won't be able to contribute anything to that conversation. Oh, by the way, is my sound still blown out? Okay, good. Would would any of my issue be, well, no, because it was my computer that was all messed up. So that wouldn't mean that the internet was messed up, right? That would just mean that it was my computer. Because I was able to talk on Discord and that wasn't getting interrupted. It was only my computer. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go into the chapter. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold. How did that old man run way far ahead of us? That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. It doesn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. This is the version where he doesn't know that this is the alternate universe. So I probably gotta do this rigmarole again. Familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Oh, okay. I guess not. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously towards the pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in a bitter wind. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you, this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Hey, Bear, would you mind saying on the Discords that we're streaming right now? I totally forgot to do it on the main channel. Whoops. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave. Right this moment. Mr. Nuncreed turned back towards the kids, desperation in his eyes. Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper. Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Thanks, Bear. I appreciate it. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back towards Gran, his voice growing louder. You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive. Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened. That's not true. They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement. Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas on how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair. They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Ooh, it's so deep right now. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed as if to give him the stage. And in the stillness, he began to weep or hum. Let's say hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Aww. How cute. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps towards Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Oh. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Oh. This is a really pretty song, too. How precious. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother. How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad. Oh, she's his mom? Your mother. Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed. Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom? Luca sprinted as fast as he could towards his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies. Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son. Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness. How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until oops. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them. Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow. They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire. For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again. No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth. Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers. Come on, everybody. We've got a party to crash. So every time it froze over, it was because she blew it up. Silly Gran. Or Eleanor. You don't understand. He always wins. Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen key card worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through piles of paper. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamine. There were dozens of them. Everyone stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside. Oh, are we still 7 months ago? Uh-oh. No, this is back to... Yeah, Bahamut. I really do like that Gran was the mother. I actually wouldn't have predicted that. Like... And that is what change is all about. Okay, we are back to normal time. Okay. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear. Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone. Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated... Miss Harford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn. Whispers filtered through the crowd. Oh, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew the Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable. so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is, that's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed. Wait, is this the Valentine guy? This is not actually a little kid. Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face. Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful. He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground. Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter. Your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame that it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon. Kerr gave a bow of deference. Founder, you are most gracious. I thought so. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change. What? No! So you didn't see that coming. Good. Sharper examined his new hands. Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Huh. Wonderful. This is kind of goofy as hell. Like, I get that he's got the power to, like, freeze over everything, but, like, the fact that he's like, oh, this is all about me, is so... What a supervillain type goofy thing. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd. Sharper, you malicious bastard. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. I ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr. William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards. You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute? A helpless quiet settled over the crowd. I thought so. Did you all truly you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You've clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy, I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give, the opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Harris, you fail me with an admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying Miss William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive. Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous. Oh, because it is. You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. 1 second. I think my ads are about to start. Maybe? Or did they start already? So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it. Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow. Patrick C. Montesquieu, the thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Let me know when it's about to, or when you guys are on ads, and I will stop for a second. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Burr Kerr was a patsy the whole... So this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. This is why you don't fill out forms. If you have the choice, don't tell it, or don't do it. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Huh, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I've won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles. Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we? And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where the winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see. Okay, I feel like weep is the short answer for this. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary. This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise. She stiffened and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed. You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't. Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. Well, she smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with thunderous thud. Well, you see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to... Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Oof. Whoops. That's quite the mistake. Gran had only time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. It's where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature. Welp. Oh, it looks like... Is that the end of that road? Yeah, it must be. It seems like that's the end of that road, so we're only down this one now. Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him. There was a malice lurking behind those eyes. Like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there. I just want this to all be over. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse. Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp. Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Nope. Bye. I don't think that's happening. He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mom always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up. But my problems always seemed to grow right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. Have we seen this Yorkie character before? These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree. This is a little more than sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone... The two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan. Damn it, it's not open. Or maybe it is. Nope. Oh, I can't talk to her right now. It's like I know I have more for that, but I probably have to go down a specific way to do it. Oh, can't talk to you right now. I'm very focused on my task right now. I promise. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modewell. I work here now. I am unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight and get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Whoa. You could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junkin', sonny. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junkin'? I may as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Bah! Ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I'd better get going. Didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. Do I have more things? Probably not. Yeah. I feel like there's one thing that I need for that. Rolo? He aired a long holler into the woods. Rolo. Rolo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay. Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped onto the beanbag. He conceded it into its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire, the source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. You made me proud, Buckaroo. Luca turned to face him. Dad, what is this place? A warm grin grew across his father's face. A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together. Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait, for what? Another voice spoke up as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. That's up to you. Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me. Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. You? The doppelganger choked back tears. I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. I think so. His father pulled him in for an embrace. Time to go, Buckaroo. Welcome in, Kalkanos. I hope you have a good dinner. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor. Are you in there? A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open. Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backwards to the back balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole. What the fuck? Stop right there. We're all... Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Who are you? The large figure Whoa. The large figure cocked its head inquisitively. Stop now or I'll clobber you with the baseball bat. Whoa, take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop, Luca. Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo. Only bigger, older, changed. How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Dunno. Threw a bag over my head. It was cold, smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look. Rollo proudly presented his hand. Whoop. Alarm. I already did that. Okay. Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca. Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower. But beggars can't be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet, too? Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small? Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window. What the? His hand shot up to his face. Holy Toledo. Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It tasted like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sorta smashed open my cage and escaped. Whoa. You smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage. Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome. Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger? Ha! Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs. I'll take 'em all on. Hey fellas, what's up? With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca. Ah, take cover! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I don't know where else to go. So you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission controls. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca, this is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but... She shot a nervous glance at Rollo. Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep. Beck's eyes narrowed. Okay. So it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try and salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay. Just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is going to take forever to grow out. You're the one that said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart. Ilona tried to put on a smile. Before I forget, Kai came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight? Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done for tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck. He is. Him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough for her to exile her daughter in this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better talking to plants than people? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But... Not another peep. She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically. I know moving is hard, honey. But that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more... She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair. I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? The next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on the new lead researcher of deep engineering? Whoops, I just clicked through that. Something about Nellie. At this moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to the perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay, just for a bit. Oh, it's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like, actually killing someone? Capital murder? Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs. Who's this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at Perennial Harvest. He sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have even topper banana on the field. What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work? That creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then. If she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her. Beck flipped a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor. Maybe this'll help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome map from my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. A big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right? Rollo started to wiggle with excitement. I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist. Chapter 6. The Heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, All were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust towards Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments. Ooh, so fun. All right, quick recap. Rollo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me? Cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your new... He waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure. Circumstance. Bah, she'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even notice. Beck snorted an involuntary giggle. And Beck, you're sure Elena won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff and Iggy. How are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something. They looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded. Well, Godspeed. Enlist the help of Jeff. I don't think Jeff's gonna be hard. I think Iggy and Tish are gonna be the hard ones. I haven't gotten anything new. Oh. Ugh, I still can't go in yet. Damn it. Probably gotta do that by going back through the chapters. Aha. Hey, Jeff. What can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help. Jeff wheezed out a long snicker. Yeah. You see, I knew you kids were all right. Great, so you'll help? The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly. Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals. Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind. Huh. Yeah, it's all shit. I still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit? Heh. Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again. Junk. Yeah, what of it? Sonny I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Hide. Jeff's brow perked up. What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then. Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor. Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid. Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh. Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say I hid from nothing. One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home. What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. While we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I was thinking 5 bags of sour gob should cover it. Put it on my tab? Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated. Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. Oh, these guys were easy to find. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out. Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously. We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of malice to each other. Malice? Wow, Tish, smart guy here with his smart guide words, thinks he's impressing us. Scram. Yeah, I just wanted to see what he'd say. We know we've both been giant bags of shit to each other. Iggy gave a reluctant shrug. You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda... well, it's hard. Hard, you know? Hard? Yeah, well, life's always hard. Get over it. We ain't interested. Oh. Shit. Life's been kind of strange, you know? Iggy considered the point. Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we... Okay, pull... Nope. Yep, that doesn't... that doesn't make sense. Iggy, shit, and... strange... break our hostilities, at least for now. We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ. A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face. My, Luca Van Horn. I'm impressed. And after all this is done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime. Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement. Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos. With a quick nod, Luca was off. Did you hear that, Tish? Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile. He invited us to hang out at the treehouse. A single tear ran down Tish's cheek. Aww. I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. Aww. How cute. Chapter 7. Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time. Something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We're locked and loaded on my end. I think Tish is a really cute character too. Especially that hidden, intelligence that she doesn't really show. We're locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. Aw, see ya, Kokonos. I'll probably be doing art a little bit later, but I hope you have a good day. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to reach perennial harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms. Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right. He had to think quick. That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret. Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt. You know how the founder could be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Our harvest awaits and such. With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the perennial harvest headquarters. Our harvest awaits. Oh, I was doing the wrong voice. Package here for the founder. Oh, didn't hear anything about? Yeah, this is a need to know kind of thing. Hi, Connor. Hope you're doing well. I'll just check. He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard. This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form, Rollo interrupted, with urgency in his voice. Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again? Rollo panicked. Our harvest awaits. Sir, that's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Ready to light this candle, Tish? Yup. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was that? The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence. Just open the damn door. I've got a job to do. The clipboard fumbled around with a frenzy. I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. Whew. That was close. Our harvest awaits. Hey, I figure when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. All right, everyone knows what to do? Yep. Deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck. In case she needs some muscle, I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. No worries, Connor. I've been doing a lot of work. Oh man. My connection is awful. I need to figure this out. So frustrating. Okay, is it working again? I think so. Okay, I think it's back. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. What the? Oh man. Oh. Solomon? Solomon stopped in his tracks. Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay? A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically. No, I am certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes. How did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang. Okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan. Solomon's facade briefly faltered. We? Yeah. Rollo and Beck are headed into deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way. Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door. Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. Uh-oh. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate. Luca tried the handle. Locked. Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism. Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that. Lucas smiled and looked at his watch. Let's just wait a minute. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it. She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle. Howdy. Good afternoon. The light on the keypad changed from red to green. How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us. Lucas switched on his walkie-talkie. Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at the locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friend Solomon. I need to do some testing on my bitrate settings because it is freaking out again. Is it working yet? Ugh, so annoying. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with it? Test. Test. Can you guys hear me? Test. Test. Hi, Ember. Trying to see if anyone can hear me. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. So the story's kind of rubber banded back and forth since this is a time travel type story. We've kind of gone down, I think, 4 or 5 different time things. You might be way behind me in sound and stuff. Having issues. Okay, it seems to be better now. So annoying. Okay. Well, I'll just keep going. As long as the bitrate doesn't crash again. If it crashes really bad again, I might take a break. But anyway, on the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in the password field. Surely you don't have a way to get around the password. Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. Oh yeah, time travel plot, and right now we are on, I think, the final, branch for the time travel. And we've thought of a plot to get into the founder place so that we can stop the perennial harvest because Rollo ended up turning into an adult when he shouldn't have. So it's kind of really confusing. There's so much that happens in this. I would recommend playing this game for yourself or watching a full playthrough. But, I mean, I have all of the videos, so if you end up wanting to go back and watching them, I will have them up on YouTube. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rollo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves. Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile. Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck. Luca quickly scanned the columns for 24601. Rollo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open, Luca. You never fail to impress. What's that slippery lout even doing down there? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806. Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button. Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't think with all this noise. He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger. Here it is. 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were trying to help. Oh man, no water cups. Rollo! Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in. Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie. You can turn off the alarms, they're trapped. With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway. That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rollo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there after them. Okay, I think that works. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rollo, how long do you think Roxy... Rollo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep so pissed off that they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom. Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the young chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I've had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible. Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth. Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars, consistent with Tempest's liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest Liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest liquamine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest Liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes, I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest Liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right? Nellie sighed. You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Miss Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contain obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Meh, those clothes are all hand-me-downs anyway. Sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. That's why we gotta get you out of here. Now. Wait, vial. I finally solved the chemical equation, allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modewell. Heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what's your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant. Oh, well, I appreciate you watching the ads, even though, holy crap, 4? That's insane. Ugh, so frustrating that Twitch is doing that. Solomon muttered inaudibly. I should just smother you right now. What's that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring. Solomon once again muttered under his breath. Oh, Solomon is the bad guy. I guess I should have mentioned that because we found that out in a previous chapter, that Solomon is actually the founder. Huh? Oh, nothing. Luca tugged on each of the cabinets. Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. Ooh, there's books on the chair. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell. Luca held his hand up to the ashtray. Still warm. He must have been in here recently. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise. With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. Oh no, did I? Damn it. Maybe I looked at everything already. Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with Clippards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Hello. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me, I'm officially retiring from this heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Mr. Modewell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer. All connected by a single thread, yours truly. But that's... Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul. Yes, now you've got it. Tempest liquamine. You discovered how to reverse the process. Solomon clapped with genuine delight. Very good, Dr. Modewell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional. Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form. And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please. Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand. May I present to you the eighth wonder of the... Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm. Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it. Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca. Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste. Luca jiggled the vial mockingly. Seize him! Luca, over here. Move another inch and I smash it. She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables. You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine. Risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency. He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity. But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed. A deep uncertainty washed over Beck. You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this ends. She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon. That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right. With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick. Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review. The blood drained from Kerr's face. Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think all this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work. Solomon shook his head with gratification. But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life. A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls. Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Well, crap. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know. It's just we were so close. I get a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time heals. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought. Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rollo, you just need some time. Rollo, it's over. We lost. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find means of escape, but I found something else. A note, hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents. Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen key card. There was an accident. She'd been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine. The color dropped from Luca's face. Did she? Is she? She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion. Luca was overwhelmed with emotion. But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now? A sudden explosion sounded from the hall. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Miss Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in the wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded the corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had. So she's not going to freeze over everything because she used up her stuff to go save Rollo. Awesome. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest just as Solomon finished up his speech. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. We've got to stop him. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. No. Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that. She switched it out, that sneaky little... Heh. I wonder what she gave him. With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back? I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Let's try junk. With a little junk. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash. How did ashes get into the vial? It was pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. What's a bad habit anyway? Pa always says bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh? Hard to kick. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Oh no! Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit. As the last of what was one Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. What the heck? Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of things they had lost and grab a hold of a new future. Oh boy. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way. With a little malice, let's see how evil it can end up. Malice? The whiskey from his office? Yep. Dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. Oh, yeah, I figured change was the right one, so I went to the other ones first. Sharper Valentine. Oh no! Oh Lord. Now that's what I call 80 proof. 80 proof whiskey. Damn, dude. The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing this damn thing. Okay. Now we're on to the real ending. Like pocket change? Your unlucky penny! Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that gonna do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into the belching green mist. Uh-oh. Holy crap, he's a baby? Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you. Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty. Augustus, what do we? We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father or young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you. She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl. Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave. Now. Epilogue. Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. It kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is there for a reason. I mean, did he ever find out his mom was Gran? Rollo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. I guess we'll find out. Am I gonna find out? Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom. And now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights. What? They never figured out how to change them? Mom, I'm ready to go now. Go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now, I enjoy it. Huh. Okay. We'll have... Oh my gosh, I want to go check everything, but I need to just focus. I heard you and Rollo have big plans for that little tree house. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we evoked max capacity 1 Rollo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Iona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at the state. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't mean grown literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I'd even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, cause it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way. He's too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I am so grateful to Iona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next? When perennial harvest collapsed, most of the Clippards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right. Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you've really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here, this is something I can be proud of. How's the nap been this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yeah, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on a final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is go slow and fix things. Amen to that. I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta get to the treehouse. Let's see, do I have something at the end? Nope. Hope I didn't miss anything. Excuse me. A little higher? Yup. A little lower? Yep. A little higher? Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Oh, I keep trying to do his old thing. Luca, there you are. Check in with Rolo. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Check in with Beck at her house. Home. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end. Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon, or Sharper, doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modwell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That's the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. Two activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball. Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes. That would be acceptable. Victory lap. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house. I don't really have time. Zariel, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Aw, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if I... No. It's too late. You're now officially a person that cares. Wow, back for seconds. If it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock the shelves for the summer. He says it builds character. I think he means to say it builds calluses. Builds character. Yeah, it builds something all right. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. I was wondering what happened to him. I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft of my story to a reporter in the capital city, and they offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals. Sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition. Oh good, we can do this, hopefully. No, go back in. Luca squinted. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see if I can do the rest of this. Oh my good... I accidentally went outside. Good afternoon, Mr. Tolliver. Oh, but yeah. Sorry, these allergies have been killing me. I haven't been able to smell a thing all day. I almost sold Miss Hatch a gallon of spoiled milk this morning. Got anything to help clear out these darn sinuses? Whatever it takes. I just want to be able to smell again. A cod for the common cold. I did it. Hooray. Hey, Miss Hatch, what can I get you? Well, I'm not terribly hungry. Something snack-sized if you could. Oh, teeny tiny. I call it the novella. Lovely. This just in. Last Chance Diner overrun by gremlins. I'm not a gremlin. I'm Luca. Mr. Wilder adjusted his monocle jokingly. I stand corrected. In that case, would you believe I have a craving for a burger? You've come just to the right place. Indeed, I'll have a nice juicy burger topped with an onion. Easy peasy. If it isn't little Luca. How come you haven't been around the house lately? Well, your dad and I had a little disagreement is all. How's he doing? Has he mentioned me? Not really. He's been busy lately. Sometimes he doesn't come home for work until before bedtime. Well, tell him I'm thinking about him. You seem sad. Nonsense. What can I get you for lunch? The fact of the matter is, I don't have much of an appetite right now. But Uncle Nuncreed, you gotta eat. I'll make you something special. That'll cheer you up. Okay. What is he like? Let's see if I can remember. Let's try. Maybe this is fine. Okay, so nope, wasn't that. Maybe. I don't remember what he likes. I'll try this and see if it does anything. No. Cheer him up. How do I make him something to cheer him up? Okay, let's try the indulgence burger. Nope. Mom, I need help. Give me a hint. Nope, she won't give me a hint. Maybe. No, I don't think that's right. There's gotta be something. Maybe just chill? Maybe he needs to chill out? There's gotta be something. Unless I'm missing something. I don't think I can skip this part. Maybe a tiny thing? Maybe just give him something really little. Aha, I figured it out. Oh, Luca, you sweet boy. Mr. Nuncreed reached down and patted Luca's shoulder with an enormous hand. You got a lot of your daddy in you, don't you? I guess so. Run along, I'll do my best to clean my plate. I have a coupon here for 1 free burger. What'll it be? Well, I've a lot of mouths to feed, so give me the biggest burger you have. They must eat a lot, huh? You have no idea. Oh, and throw a little lettuce on top. Okay, that one's easy. Boop, boop, boop. Just bam. And then some lettuce. Big ol' burger. Whoops. I call it the too much is never enough. That should keep them at bay. Thank you. Listen well, child. I'm only going to say this once. I require a well-done burger. Got it. When I say well done, I mean it. Well done, no problem. I fear you aren't grasping my request. I want the burger charred beyond recognition. I want it bitter and black. 1 burnt burger coming up. And top it with the most expensive thing you have. Can do. Disgusting. May I present the row, row, row you're burnt. I can hardly believe it. You've done well. Miss Fratelli had caviar stashed back there? The woman is full of surprises. Very good. This will suffice. Yeah, I would never be able to eat that much food. Alrighty, looks like we've got everything we need. Let's get to feeding these folks. Oh, I already fed everyone. You made all the food yourself? What on earth did you put on the burgers? I just used what was lying around. Oh dear, that can't be good. Thanks again, Luca. Best burger I ever ate. Surprisingly competent. Everyone seems happy. You really are a remarkable boy, aren't you? Woo! I got Yes Chef the achievement. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Miss Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile. Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me? Would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations. Excuse me? I love to place an order. Miss Fratelli sighed with zen-like calm. just as soon as the lunch rush ends. I'll be a feather on the wind. I'm going on vacation for the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times. It's fine, I'll wait. Oh boy. Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends. But did you know that? When they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in the new labs. Did you know that? Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county. Yes, close to the population before Perennial Harvest moved in. It typically went on like this for quite some time. I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. Just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh. Maybe I'll do that. Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic. Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kinda got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in the town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. To experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go. Sure thing. Oh my goodness, there's so many bunnies. With Perennial Harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused. Come one, come all. No one is too big, no one is too small for Jeff's wild ride. Well, maybe not completely unused. Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Guess what? Yesterday I saw Dynas's Titius. And that's good. It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is gonna become the bug capital of the county. Am I going the right way? I forget what I'm doing. Nope, not going the right way. Oh, I'm going to Beck. That's right. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't gonna be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. I didn't have to do that. Wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Let's go plant this tree. Oop. I got it. That's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, the ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. And you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny. Now that our part together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together. Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks. I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh God. I won't be long. I'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found a perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're gonna forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Mr. Modwell says that over the next few years this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. That doesn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Aw, that was cute. Was that the end? That was a really good story. Yeah, I got the achievement, close the book. Thanks, Bahamut. That was a really good game. Oh, I gotta stretch it out. Okay. Ugh. Whew. Ugh. What a good story. Kinda sad it's over now. Glad they let me finish the cafe story. I would have been kinda like itching about that. Hopefully I didn't miss any fishing things. It seemed like I got most of that. But I should be able to do your commission today. Hopefully. And I'm sure it was annoying to watch today because my bitrate was up and down all day. But hopefully it wasn't too torturous to watch. Ugh. Porting by Nerd Monkeys? Okay, I gotta set up to do my Discord art server thing. Hopefully this doesn't take too much longer because I'd like to see if there is any other secrets or anything after this. Oh, nope, still going. Still going. Do, do, do. That's a lot of people working on a game. Makes sense. Oh, really? That's awesome. I would have looked for it. Oh, these are the backer names. Okay, I was gonna say, good lord, this is a lot of people working on this game. Do 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 do. Oh, okay. It probably lets you go back. Oh my goodness, 12 ads? Oh my gosh. You guys should let me know when the ads come up so that I can, like, stop when the ads are going through. Almost to the end? Oh, your name. Okay, okay. Are you on the Discord? It's suggested on the Discord. because I'm slowly saving up for different games. I'm trying to make it so that certain games are easier to play. But I'm going to close this for now. I got to set up an art stream with a bunch of art buddies. We do color studies every week. But Connor, just put the suggestion in the Discord. Let me see if this works. Oops, did it wrong. Oh, it still doesn't work. Oh well. I'll link you to the Discord. I'll figure out how to mod that properly. I'm not good at this stuff, but whatever. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you have a good day. I'll be back doing art later tonight, like maybe in 2 hours. Bye!